My name is Craig Adkins, and I am the head of photography, and so I'm out in the field most of the time doing the major shoots and working with the camera in different locations.
My name is Alex Mercer. I am the post-production coordinator and lead editor of Immersive Media Technologies. I do most of the 360 stitching, I work with the clients, and I also come up with the final product.
My name is Tony Fernandez. I'm a camera operator for Immersive Media.
We went out into the middle of the desert. We went to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which I would guesstimate is probably about a 45-minute drive from the strip proper. No, maybe half an hour drive from the strip proper. Having the cars out there, burning tire, on the tarmac, it got a little warm, but our camera system held up pretty well, so we were happy about that.
Out in the middle of the desert, what can I say? It's the most god-awful, bright environment for a camera to be in.
Middle of the desert, hot sun, no water. One of the most brutal environments you can possibly, be in on the earth.
We had the timing set up pretty nicely for early in the morning, and we had everything all set up, and we were there ready to go right at the crack of dawn, right as the sun came up. We studied the sun charts for weeks and had it down just right.
One of the other things we were concerned about with that location was kind of the arc and movement of the sun. We were supposed to be shooting in the morning time, and the sun, as it comes up over the top of the stadium and the bleachers, it's gonna directly shadow some areas, and it's just gonna blow out other areas. And we were really concerned about having the cars drive through the shadows into these blown out stretches of raceway.
Yeah, with our camera system, with all 11 cameras functioning at the same time, exposure can be a real tricky thing, and especially when you're dealing with the changes in light. So we were able to use a manual exposure mode, which helped us dial down the exposure down to compensate for the brightness, and it worked out quite nice. I think that if we'd been in the auto mode, the camera was being whipped around so much that it would have changed the orientation to the sun quite a bit, and it would have probably affected the exposure negatively. So I think out of this we were able to get a really consistent exposure as a result.
Apart from the actual cameras being placed on the car, a number of cameras were also placed on the track. And so we had to figure out where to put the cameras to give the user a feel of speed. Like a roller coaster, the fastest parts that you feel are the turns. That's because of the gravity. But the same thing holds true for a picture. And so most of the really tight turns is where we decided to place our cameras. And this gave us not only that feel of speed that we want, but also a more 360 view. You could view the cars a lot longer. You could follow them around the track, and it really turned out for a great picture.
The riggers from LA were pretty stymied at first as to how we were going to be running the camera, but very quickly it became clear that we could get it down through their rigging setup in through the wheel well. We actually ran our cabling through the wheel well, and we found a really great dead channel up in there, and I think it even surprised them to find such a great and easy trip for the cable.
So in order to have all these individual lenses kind of meld up and work together, what we need is for the camera to be sitting in such a position from the car that it's far enough from any hard lines on the car, but also that it's close enough that we can capture the driver, we can see what he's doing in the car, we can see the other car next to it, without having what we call parallax, where the car gets too close to two of the individual pictures coming together. We got real lucky. Our riggers worked extremely hard. I was able to actually set up a tripod, run tests of what it would look like from a tripod, and have them recreate that tripod in the form of a steel structure on the front of the car, to the centimeter, to the millimeter, right there. We got it within a degree of twist. We were able to take that aspect of our job that's usually the toughest, and it turned out to be very easy putting it onto this car.
The two of us worked together for a while, and actually we had to adjust our camera just exactly right to match the corners of the car so that they would come together and be, nicely put together in the 360 environment. And so they were able to set up a rigging that took our base plate and allowed them to move it exactly to where we needed it. And then they locked it down, and the two technologies married up perfectly.
Our technology is cutting edge. There's no other company out there that does what we do. And so with new car technology from Mercedes coming in, it was a natural fit.
I think it's fairly accepted in the world that Mercedes represents the highest level of technology available in the automotive industry. And our camera is by far and away the Mercedes of the 360 immersive world.